The moment she slapped me, the gym went dead silent. She didn't whisper. She screamed in front of everyone. "You flirted with my fiancé here. You're disgusting." Dozens of clients turned to stare. Sweat still dripped down my forehead. Roses scattered at my feet, mascara smeared across her face. My little sister. My own blood. And now apparently the bride who thought I'd stolen her groom. She shoved the card at me, the one that had come with the flowers. "You're everything to me, Jay." She said it like it was poison. "That's Jake's handwriting. Don't lie to me." I didn't answer. Not because I was guilty, but because in that split second, I realized something horrifying. I'd seen that handwriting before, just not where I expected. And I had no idea how deep this would go. The gym had been alive just moments earlier. LED lights flashing, music thumping, bodies moving in sync. I was finishing a set of hit reps when the delivery guy walked in, roses in hand. "Emma Bennett?" he asked, and everyone turned. At first, I thought it was Tyler pulling another prank. But the bouquet was too intentional, the roses too perfect. The card tucked between the petals was simple, but the handwriting made my stomach flip. "You're everything to me, Jay *. The only Jay I knew was Jake. My sister's fiancé." Seconds later, Chloe stormed through the door. She looked shattered, puffy eyes, smeared makeup, hands shaking. Her gaze locked onto the bouquet, then the card in my hand. She screamed. "You flirted with Jake? In front of people? At your job?" I tried to respond, but she wasn't listening. She yanked the card from my fingers and read it aloud. Her voice cracked. "Jake told me he loves you. Not me. You always take what's mine." The class was frozen. Even the guy on the treadmill stopped. I felt 30 eyes pressing into me. Her words hit harder than any workout. "I don't want to see your face at my wedding. You're done." She threw the bouquet to the ground. Stems snapped. Petals scattered. And then she walked out, leaving behind silence and suspicion. I stood still, card gone, breath caught, unsure of what had just happened. I didn't know what Jake had told her. But the card was real. And Chloe's face? That wasn't confusion. It was betrayal. Maybe the worst part was realizing some part of her wanted it to be true. She'd been waiting for a reason to hate me. And now she had one. I called Chloe the next morning. 5 times. Straight to voicemail. By noon, my texts went undelivered. By 3 p.m., I was blocked everywhere. Phone. Instagram. Email. Even Venmo. I'd been digitally executed. Tyler found me in the back wiping down mats. "She blocked me, too," he said. "But you need to see this." He handed me his phone. On the screen, a screenshot from Chloe's private story a week ago. Me and Jake near the kettlebell racks. I was mid-laugh. He was leaning in. Nothing serious. But the caption? "People always want what isn't theirs." My stomach twisted. She took this photo. She had been collecting receipts. When I got promoted to head trainer, she went silent for 3 days. When Mom bought me expensive sneakers, she stormed upstairs mid-dinner. When I earned my certification, she muttered, "Of course it's always Emma." I thought it was just normal sister stuff. Moods. But now it looked like a pattern. She had been stacking grievances like firewood. And Jake? He'd just lit the match. I drove to Mom's that night. Laura answered the door, already weary. "I need to talk to Chloe," I said. "She's not here. She's at Jake's." I stepped inside. "Mom, you saw the post, right?" "She thinks I know what she thinks," she said softly, cutting me off. I waited. For logic. For defense. Something. But she just sighed. "Chloe's always been sensitive. You were the strong one. I didn't worry about you." My heart sank. So she gets to believe lies and I get punished for being okay? She just needs more from me, Mom said, and that's when it clicked. This wasn't about Jake. This was every holiday where Chloe got fewer presents. Every straight A report card I got. Every side hug she got while I got praise. Chloe had been taught that love was scarce. That if I had more, she had less. And she'd spent her whole life collecting evidence that she was second. I stood outside Jake's studio, fists clenched. Not for answers, but for confirmation. He opened the door like he'd been expecting me. "Emma," he said. "Come in." I didn't sit. "Did you send the flowers?" He smirked. "What if I did? Then you owe me and Chloe an explanation." He stepped closer, lowering his voice. "What if it wasn't about either of you? What if it was for someone who reminds me of someone else?" "What are you talking about?" He turned away, grabbing a water. Lily used to react like this. Always walking out before hearing the full story. "Who is Lily?" "An old friend." "Doesn't matter." But it did. I scanned the room. Then I saw it. A framed photo. A woman with stormy eyes, soft smile, and a face nearly identical to Mom's. I pointed. "That's her. That's Lily." Jake nodded slowly. Yeah, she used to hang around here. His tone said nothing. But his eyes screamed panic. Why does this stranger look exactly like my mother? The next day I showed the photo to Mom. She went pale. Took a deep breath. She has nothing to do with you or Chloe. That's not what I asked. She's from a long time ago, Mom said. Her voice turned final. You're imagining the resemblance. She looks exactly like you. Mom looked away. Some things are better left buried. But Jake knew her. He had her photo. Silence. That was all I got. But it was enough. Back at the gym, Tyler met me at the desk, pale. You need to see this. He showed me an Instagram account at Truthibutema, dozens of photos. Me helping clients stretch. Smiling. Talking. Some real. Some doctored. All twisted, captions like, would you trust your man with this woman? She ruins marriages. Family values, huh? My hands went cold. Is this Chloe? Tyler shook his head. Burner account. But the language, Emma, it sounds like Jake. Then his phone buzzed. Another message, sent anonymously. A screenshot. A conversation between Jake and Chloe. His last text, Emma's always played innocent. She just hides it better. And in that moment, I knew. Jake had manipulated both of us. But I wasn't going to stay silent. Not anymore. You saw how she looked at me. Like I was the enemy in a war she didn't even realize she'd been drafted into. I sat down hard, heart pounding in my chest like it was trying to warn me, this wasn't just jealousy or rivalry. This was a full-blown rewrite of who I was, painted by Jake, staged and performed with Chloe as the lead and me as the villain. He hadn't just gotten between us. He'd created the entire story. And the worst part? I understood why she believed it. When you grow up in someone else's shadow, it's easy to believe the light is stealing from you. So if someone offered her a reason, any reason, to turn on me, it made emotional sense, even if it wasn't true. Jake knew that. He fed it. He wasn't just poisoning her view of me, he was building a version of me designed to be hated. And Mom? She was letting it happen, clinging to some buried secret named Lily. I wasn't confused anymore. I was set up. And Jake wasn't trying to steal my sister's love, he was trying to dismantle our whole family from the inside. The next time I walked into his studio, I wasn't afraid. I was armed, with a recording app running silently in my pocket, and a comm so sharp it could cut glass. Jake was in the middle of a mix session, drowning in ego and LED lights when I stepped in. He looked up, all charm. Back again, he asked. You must miss me. I'm not here for you, I said. I'm here for the truth. He leaned back like this was all just entertainment. You think Chloe needed convincing? She's always wanted a reason to believe you're the bad guy. I just gave her the plot. You're sick, I said. And you're on tape. He smirked. Go ahead. Just make sure you get the part where Chloe believed it willingly. That's when I hit him with the name I knew would crack him, Lily. His face changed. The bravado slipped. Don't say that name. Why not? Who was she to you? To us? She was your half-sister, he said quietly. The one your precious mother threw away like trash before she built her perfect little life. I didn't breathe. She loved your mother. Begged to be seen. But Laura didn't want her past in the picture. So Lily grew up angry. And when she met me, she finally had someone who cared. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't even move. What happened to her? She died, he said. After your mother rejected her again. She gave up. That's when Chloe stormed in. Her face was pale, hollow, wrecked. She saw us and immediately went feral. You're trying to take him too, she screamed. You just can't let me have anything. Before I could answer, she slapped me. Loud. Brutal. My face snapped sideways. Jake just stood there, watching. Like this was his favorite part of the show. Chloe's voice cracked. Even him? You want everything I have? And in that moment, I saw it, she wasn't standing on her own. She was standing on the lies Jake had built for her, balancing on a foundation of pain he'd designed. I left. Without another word. Not because I was weak. But because she wasn't ready to hear me. Not yet. For 3 days, Chloe vanished. No social media. No texts. No location tags. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. I didn't just worry about her heartbreak anymore, I worried for her safety. Tyler came by late one night, eyes dark with exhaustion. I found something, he said. He handed me bank statements, flagged by a friend of his who worked security compliance at a local branch. There it was, Jake Caldwell. A transfer from Chloe's account. Almost 90 grand. Marked as a business investment. She gave him the money, Tyler said. From the trust fund your mom set up for her. The floor fell out from under me. The next day, I went to the bank, played dumb, asked about local music investments. The teller, young and too chatty, mentioned a producer who got a big deposit recently. From a female client. No names. But I didn't need them. That night, I tore through my old texts with Chloe. Anything that could help me track how far back this went. And I found it. A screenshot she had once sent me, Jake's message to her: "If you really believe in me, you'll invest. That's what real love looks like." This wasn't a love story. This was a slow theft. And Chloe was the mark. I compiled every receipt, every message, every record I could find. I titled the folder Evidence and backed it up to 3 drives. Then I called my mom. "He's not just lying to her," I said. "He's stealing from her." Laura went silent. Then finally she whispered, "I gave her that money so she could stand on her own. And I handed her over to a wolf." We didn't break into Jake's apartment. Not really. Tyler got the key from a sound guy Jake stiffed on rent. The place was sleek, cold, empty of anything real. No photos of Chloe. Nothing personal. But in a drawer by the soundboard, we found it, a wooden box, carved with initials, LMB. Inside, a photo of a girl. Stormy eyes. Gentle smile. My mother's face, copied and pasted into someone else's life. Dozens more photos. Her and Jake. Laughing. Holding hands. Then a birth certificate. Lily Marie Bennett. Born 1992. Mother, Laura Bennett. No father listed. Lily was our sister. The one our mother left behind. And Jake, he wasn't just some charming manipulator. He was her grief. Her rage. Her unfinished story. At the bottom of the box, a letter. Fragile. Handwritten. Unsent. "Jake, please don't hurt them. Emma and Chloe aren't to blame. They don't even know I exist. They were born lucky, that's all. It wasn't their choice. I was the mistake, not them. Don't make them pay for my pain. I'm tired. Lily," I broke. I sat on the floor, clutching that letter, understanding. For the first time how deep this ran. It wasn't about jealousy. It was about legacy. And Jake wasn't trying to win. He was trying to make us pay for the life Lily never got to have. We ended it that night. Jake was throwing a farewell party, his big exit before making it. In LA, Tyler ran the tech booth. I stood backstage, hoodie pulled tight, clutching 2 things, a mic, and Lily's letter. When the DJ's set dropped and the lights dimmed, I walked out. The crowd cheered, thinking it was part of the show. But then the screen behind me flickered. Lily's face appeared. The room went silent. I raised the mic, her name was Lily. She was Jake's girlfriend. She was my sister. Jake surged from the VIP booth. "Cut it off," he shouted. "She's lying." I kept going. "She died because my mother rejected her. And Jake's been punishing us ever since." The screen behind me changed again. Lily's letter rolled across it like film credits. Chloe arrived mid-chaos. Her eyes locked on the screen. Then on me. Then on Jake. "Is it true?" she asked, voice small. Jake said nothing. "Is it true?" she screamed. And just like that, something inside her broke. She stumbled toward me. "I blamed you," she whispered. "I thought you were trying to take everything." I held her. "You haven't lost me. You never had to." Then another voice, older, frail, cut through the crowd. Her name was Lily. "Mom." Walking slowly to the stage, hands trembling. "She was mine," she said. "And I left her. I've paid for it every day since." She turned to us, eyes glassy. "If you can forgive me, I want to spend the rest of my life doing right by the daughter I failed, and the 2 I still have." And we let her. Jake tried to run. But security caught him. A plainclothes officer stepped forward with a warrant: fraud, identity theft, money laundering. The crowd parted as Jake disappeared into red and blue flashing lights. We didn't cheer. We didn't cry. We just held each other. And for the first time, I wasn't a villain in someone else's story. I was a sister. Finally seen. Chloe went quiet after that. No Instagram. No texts. No coffee orders. I heard from Mom that she moved back in, stayed in her childhood room like she needed to remember who she was before Jake got to her. She wouldn't talk to me. But I understood. Healing takes time. I worked with police to finish the case. We handed over everything. Lily's letter. The bank records. The photos. The proof. Then one day, Chloe knocked on my door. Hoodie too big. Eyes red. "I don't know where to start," she said. "Come in." We sat on the floor, tea in our hands, rain at the window. She talked. About Jake. About how the things he said felt true because they echoed her oldest fears. "I didn't want to believe him," she said. "But I needed someone to be on my side." I didn't interrupt. I let her finish. When she was done, I said, "I'm not perfect, Chloe. I've hurt you without meaning to. But I've never wanted to be better than you. I've just wanted you beside me. She nodded. Then pulled Lily's letter from her pocket. I want Mom to hear this. And she did. That night, Chloe read the letter out loud. Mom held our hands. If you can forgive me, she said again, I'll spend the rest of my life earning it. And we let her. That weekend, we transformed the gym. Yoga mats under morning light. String lights in the back garden. A banner, for Lily. For the ones left behind. We raised over $8,000 for mental health support. Chloe stood at the front. I used to think trust had to be earned, she said. But I've learned it can also be a choice. I choose to trust again. Because my sister never walked away from me, even when I gave her every reason to. The crowd clapped. Mom squeezed my hand. Later that night, we walked the beach, barefoot. Tyler, Chloe, Mom, and me. We released a lantern into the dark. Lily, you were never forgotten. And now you'll always be remembered. Not every scar disappears. But sometimes healing doesn't look like miracles. It looks like two sisters laughing, chasing waves, finally on the same side. And that's enough.